Well, good morning. Thank you so much. What an incredible honor to be an honorary member of the class of 2026. Thank you. I know that George Washington got the very first honorary doctorate of laws, but I got the first one under your new president, President Brian Matthews. So thank you very much. Chairman Wheeler, President Matthews, members of the Board of Governors, distinguished faculty and staff, proud parents and families, alumni and friends, and most importantly, please join me in another round of applause for the extraordinary graduates of Washington College 2026. Today is a day that you will remember for the rest of your lives. It's a day filled with pride, ambition, and possibility. It's also a day that connects you not just to your future, but to a remarkable past. Because Washington College is not just any college. You are graduating from an institution with a purpose. The first college chartered after the Declaration of Independence, named for the man who set the standards of leadership, service, and citizenship for every generation that followed. And today, as you begin the next chapter of your lives, that founding purpose becomes a part of your story. And what makes this moment even more special that we gather not just to celebrate your graduation, but that we do so in the year of America's 250th anniversary, a moment to reflect on who we are, how far we've come, and who we hope to be. You graduate into a world of endless possibility and enormous uncertainty, a world shaped by rapid technological change, artificial intelligence, global competition, economic disruption, and deep political division. We're really not making this easy on you. But what gives me hope is that many of the leaders who are capable of solving these problems are sitting right here before me. And here at Washington College, a place rooted in our founding values, you have been prepared for exactly that. In 1782, when this nation was fragile and uncertain, when victory in the Revolution was not yet secured, George Washington helped found this college because he understood something profound, that the strength of the Republic would depend upon the strength and the character of its people. You know, Washington wasn't really interested in fame. He wasn't interested in power for its own sake. In fact, at the height of his influence, he did something almost unimaginable. When the Revolutionary War was coming to an end, many of his fellow countrymen wanted him to become king. Instead, he became the first conquering general in history to voluntarily relinquish power to a citizen government yet to be formed. King George III said that if Washington did that, it would make him the greatest man in the world. Washington didn't lead because he sought power. He accepted power because he believed in service. And that principle of service over self is the very foundation of this college and our nation. America was founded on the radical idea that the ultimate authority rests not with a king or a ruling class, but in we the people. Washington resigned his command not far from here in the old Senate chamber of our State House in Annapolis. And for 8 years, I had the honor of working in the governor's office, which was directly above that chamber. Every day, I was inspired by Washington, putting the good of the country over his own ambition. Now, that act alone may have done more than any other to secure our democracy. In that moment, Washington demonstrated something essential about leadership, that it requires something harder than dominance. It requires humility and restraint. And that's a lesson I carried with me each and every day, and it's a lesson that I want to impart to all of you today. For all of its privileges, leadership is not about you. It is not about your title or your position. It's about using your talents to serve and to make a difference for others. Except today, of course. Today it is absolutely all about you. Today we celebrate you. Today we celebrate your achievements, your perseverance, the nights that you wondered if you were going to make it, the friendships you built, the degree you worked so hard to earn. Celebrate it today, tonight, and maybe even tomorrow too. Why not? You deserve it. But in the years to come, you will find that what you contribute is more important than what you consume, and that it's more about what you give back rather than what you gain. That is the rhythm of time well spent and a life well lived. And it's not just knowing when to step aside. It's also about having the courage to step up and step forward. The moments that define you are almost never the safe or easy ones. They're the ones where the outcome is uncertain, where the odds are long, and where the easier choice would be to sit back and let someone else go first. And those are the moments that require something else entirely. When I first decided to run for governor 12 years ago, I wasn't supposed to win, not even close. I was outspent and outnumbered in a state where the political math didn't exactly work in my favor. And there were plenty of reasons not to run, plenty of people who told me not to run. In fact, more than a few people told me that I didn't have a snowball's chance in hell. And those were my friends. But I believed that our state was heading in the wrong direction, and I believe that if you think something needs to change, you have a responsibility to try to step up and change it. So we built a nonpartisan grassroots campaign from the ground up. We traveled across the state, doing more listening than talking, and we asked people for their trust. And against all odds, something remarkable happened. The people responded, not to a perfect campaign and certainly not to a perfect candidate, but to a willingness to step forward and to change Maryland for the better. We pulled off the biggest surprise upset victory in America. And here's what I want you to remember. You don't have to be the most experienced. You don't have to be the most polished. You don't have to have everything figured out. You just have to be willing to step forward when it matters. Because if you wait until you feel completely ready, you may be waiting the rest of your life. As President Matthews said, I'm only the second Republican governor to be reelected in the entire 250-year history of our state. And when people ask me what I'm most proud of from my 2 terms, I think they expect me to name a piece of legislation or a program. I mean, we did accomplish a lot. We funded education at historic levels. We made healthcare more affordable. We worked to clean up the Chesapeake Bay. We cut taxes and created jobs and balanced the budget. But what I'm most proud of is how we did it. We advanced the best ideas, regardless of which side of the aisle they came from. We didn't demand Republican solutions or Democratic solutions. We sought out bipartisan, common sense solutions that worked for all Marylanders. We debated without acrimony and negotiated without hidden agendas, and we compromised, yes, compromised, without caring who got the credit. How you lead, how you treat people, that becomes your reputation and eventually your legacy. And over the course of those 8 years, I saw communities come together in moments of crisis. I saw people reject the extremes and demand common sense. I saw that deep down, there is far more that unites us than divides us. And I saw how people respond when you lower the temperature and listen to one another, when we put people over politics and country over party. In the end, your life will not be measured by what you earned, what you owned, or what titles you held. It will be measured by what you contributed, the people you lifted up, the institutions you strengthened, the principles you defended, and by the difference you made. In a world obsessed with likes and followers and going viral, character may seem like an old-fashioned notion, but in life it's everything. Your generation will shape technology we haven't imagined, industries we haven't created, and communities we haven't built. But the most important thing you build will be your reputation. Earlier this year, I announced that I will not be seeking elective office again. I was humbled by those who encouraged me to get back in that arena. But the future does not belong to one person or one party. It belongs to the next generation of leaders, willing to step forward with courage, character, and a commitment to serving something greater than themselves. And I want to find a way to be part of encouraging those leaders, which is why I'm proud to announce today the establishment of the Hogan Institute here at Washington College. This nonpartisan institute will be a place where people come together not to score points, but to solve problems, a place for civil dialogue, practical thinking, and restoring trust in our institutions. We'll bring experienced leaders to this campus to engage, to challenge, and to mentor. Students will be able to participate in fellowships and internships and be able to learn the skills of ethical leadership at a moment in time when our nation desperately needs it. I'm grateful for this opportunity to continue to serve. And for me, this is not just another initiative. It will be the culmination of the work that I have devoted my life to, strengthening democracy, restoring decency, and proving that the bonds that hold us together are stronger than the forces that seek to tear us apart. And if the work we begin here helps even a few young leaders choose civility over cynicism and service over self, then I will consider it the greatest honor of my public life. And I invite each of you, our newest alumni, to join us in this work. Years from now, you will not remember the words spoken here today or every detail of the ceremonies, but I hope that you remember how this day felt. I hope you remember the pride in your family's faces. I hope you remember the friendships and the professors and the mentors who believed in you. Remember this beautiful campus and community, and as you walk across this stage, remember that you are part of a legacy that stretches back to George Washington and the founding of our republic. You are inheriting a nation that is far from perfect, yet full of promise. 250 years ago, a small group of patriots took a leap of faith and declared that self-governance could endure. Now it's your chance to prove them right. Congratulations, Washington class of 2026, and may God bless the United States of America on its 250th anniversary.